Good morning, friends. Today we're going to read a story called The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig, illustrated by Patrice Barton. Does anybody think that they know what the word invisible means? Wow, those are all really great definitions, and that goes right along with what our story is about today, which is about a boy who feels like nobody notices him and that nobody wants to be his friend. Can anybody make a prediction about what could happen in this story to make the boy feel less invisible? Those are all really good predictions, and now we're going to read the story to find out if any of those are true. The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig, illustrated by Patrice Barton. Can you see Brian, the invisible boy? Even Miss Carlotti has trouble noticing him in her classroom. She's too busy dealing with Nathan and Sophie. Nathan has problems with what Miss Carlotti calls volume control. He uses his outside voice inside too much. Sophie whines and complains when she doesn't get her way. Nathan and Sophie take up a lot of space, but Brian doesn't. When the bell rings for recess, Micah and JT take turns choosing kids for their kickball teams. The best players get picked first, then the best friends of the best players, then the friends of the best friends. Only Brian is left, still waiting and hoping. JT glances in Brian's direction and just as quickly looks away. "We've got enough players for each team," he tells the other players. "Let's play ball." That wasn't very nice of them to leave Brian out, was it? In the cafeteria, Madison and her friends talk about her birthday party. "The rope swing over the pool was awesome," says JT. "Yeah, so was the water slide," adds Fiona. "That was the best pool party ever." "I'm so glad you guys had fun," says Madison. Everybody did, except Brian. He wasn't invited. At choosing time, while the other kids play board games and read, Brian sits at his table doing what he loves to do best. He draws fire-breathing dragons scaling tall buildings, space aliens locked in intergalactic battles, greedy pirates digging for treasure, and superheroes with the power to make friends wherever they go. That would be an awesome superpower, wouldn't it? On Monday morning, Miss Carlotti introduces Justin, a new student, to the class. Brian smiles shyly at him. Some of the other kids sneak looks at Justin, trying to figure out if he's cool enough to be their friend. They haven't quite made up their minds yet. Well, that's not a very nice way to figure out if you want somebody to be your friend. How do you think that Brian feels about having a new student in the classroom? Let's read the rest of the story to find out. At lunch, Madison and JT watch Justin eat with chopsticks. "What's that?" asks Madison as she points at Justin's food. All the kids laugh. All of them, that is, except Brian. He sits there wondering which is worse, being laughed at or feeling invisible. The next day, when Justin goes to his cubby to put away his backpack, he notices a piece of paper with his name on it. "Justin, I thought the bulgogi looked good. Brian." At morning recess, Brian finds a piece of chalk on the ground and starts drawing away. "Hey, Justin," Emilio calls from the tetherball court. "You're up next." "Sorry, I gotta go," says Justin. "By the way, that's a really cool drawing," he adds before taking off. Back in the class, Miss Carlotti asks the kids to team up in twos or threes for a special project. The kids scurry around the room to pair off. Brian heads towards Justin. "I'm already with Justin," says Emilio. "Find someone else." Brian looks at the floor, wishing he could draw a hole right there to swallow him up. How do you think that Brian felt when he didn't have anybody to be his partner? I think that he felt very sad and very upset. Miss Carlotti gives the class directions for the project. Your assignment is to work together to write a story about what you see in the photograph. Whoa, cool, says Emilio. What kind of people do you think would live in houses like that? I don't know, but I bet Brian could draw them to go with our story, says Justin. Brian smiles as he takes out his lucky pen. Well, that was very nice of him. It's lunchtime again, Brian's least favorite part of the day. Another 20 long minutes of kids talking and laughing with everyone else but him. Brian! I hear someone shout. Hey, Brian, over here! Brian turns and sees Justin waving him over. Emilio nods at Brian as he makes room for him at the table. Maybe, just maybe, Brian's not so invisible after all. So did Brian end up being invisible in the end of the story? No, he didn't, did he? Somebody finally came to school and decided to be friends with him. What do you think that the theme of this story was about, friends? Right, I think you're right. It was about kindness and unkindness. And the kids in his classroom at the beginning of the story were very mean and they were unkind to Brian, weren't they? And when Justin came, Justin was kind and Justin did include Brian in the activities of the classroom. Okay, guys, you can go back to your seats now.